This week's edition of ChurchMediaDesign.tv is sponsored by CollideMagazine.com and The Collide Show, as well as DansInkandToner.com, ink and toner, and a whole lot more. Welcome to another edition of Church Media Design TV, tips, tricks, and how-to for you, the Church Media Designer. Well, I'm your host, Brad Zimmerman, and join with me is the fearsome foursome. It's the three wise men in Jesus. Yes, 3 + 1 = 4. It's Little Whitey, Colonel Sanders, Dwight Schrute, and of course, Jesus Christ, the Son of the Lord Most High. Well, today we're going to continue our ProPresenter series. We're going to come to you in a whole lot better color because our camera was jacked up last week and our screen capture won't be at 1 frame per second. So if you guys are ready for it, and if the three wise men in Jesus are ready, let's get into it. Well, it's that time of year again where Worship House Media, our good friends over there, Kent and Dale, and the whole crew are giving you 20 days of Christmas giveaway. If you head over to their site, worshiphousemedia.com, normally you buy all sorts of great products and videos and get lots of great media for your church, but during this holiday season, they're giving you guys a whole lot of goodies. So today's freebie is a cross background loop, but they're giving away still images, background loops, mini movies, the whole 9 yards. I heard they're even giving away free editions of ProPresenter. No, I'm just joking. That would be ridiculous. But the one thing that is kind of cool, they're actually doing a daily podcast for every giveaway, and they're unwrapping a present of their freebie giveaway. So it's kind of funny, and they do weird stuff during these daily podcasts because, well, they're only up for a day. So if they goof around and it's really stupid, no one's really going to see it ever again. So make sure you check out the daily podcast as well as those daily giveaways. The other thing I wanted to make sure you all know about, not just the Twitter followers, is we were entered into the Mashable.com Open Web Awards. And this is the Open Web Awards is the only multilingual international online voting competition that covers major innovations in web technology. Well, at least that's what their website says. We were entered in under How To, and we were one of the top 10 finalists, and that round of voting is over. So thank you to all the people who have voted for CMD TV on that. Tomorrow, Wednesday the 3rd, I think it will be, we'll know if we made it into the second round of voting, which will be the top 3 in every category. So if we make it to the top 3, you guys got to vote for us. We're against no other Christian podcasts. We're just against the world and everyone else out there, including MakeZine, which is kind of huge because those crazy make gadget weirdos do weird, crazy stuff, and they're all into their crazy watch me turn Legos into an iPod stand. So, that was for Adam because he did that. It was so cute. It was a little Lego iPod stand. It was great. Anyway, so make sure you guys head over to ChurchMediaDesign.tv/Mashable. And if we made it into the voting round, you can vote there. If we didn't make it, I'll put a big, send me an email and make me feel better because we didn't make it into the next round. But we tried real hard. So that's a little news for you. Well, one thing I want to apologize before we continue our ProPresenter review is, well, last week my iShowU was set up really poorly and it was sitting at 1 frame per second when it didn't think much was going on, which it didn't think much was going on the entire time where we were taping, and so the screen capture looked like crap. So this week we got 30 frames the entire time and we got some nice video for you. So, you know, all those sweet transitions that I was talking about with smooth text fades. Oops, what is that? Nope. There we go. Now we have smooth text transitions. Look at that. So much better this week. So we're doing good, and we got things back to normal, as well as our camera was a little jacked up, you would say. And so the color should be a whole lot nicer, unless Adam has some fun with it and makes it look like Technicolor Dreamcoat. But anyway, let's continue ProPresenter. So last week we talked about your library and all of your song cues and how you can edit text. And like I had referenced before, a lot of these things are built pretty similarly. So your lyric cues, your Bible cues, your media, they're all a very similar thing. There's multiple layers, and it's just dependent on what you put on each layer. So you have your background video layer, you have a text layer on top of that, and then you have audio, and then there's actually a live video layer that is underneath the background video layer, and then there is one more text layer that's used for countdowns and announcements. So there's a few different layers there, but that's how it's all built. So when you're doing a song, your lyrics are in the text layer, and when you're doing a Bible verse, your Bible verse is in the text layer. It's not any different. But we'll go take a look at Bible verses. So we're going to do a quick search here, and we're going to go to New Living Translation, and we're going to just search for a book. So we'll just do Genesis, and we'll do 1 from 1 to 4. And we can format this. So it brings up our formatting box. We can pick which text we want, all of that kind of stuff, and we can hit show if we want to immediately show it. We can close out of that window, and we can also go down here to add Bible, save Bible verse, and we can create slides separated by verse, paragraph, line return, or all on one slide. And what this does is actually takes that Bible verse and spits it into its own file. By default, there isn't like I can just enter in Genesis 1 through 5 and it's immediately a cue. It doesn't make Bible cues until you make the actual cue. It just is pulling information out of a database. So we'll do create slides separated by verse, and it's going to create this Genesis 1 through 4, and for some reason there's only one verse there. I'm not sure what's going on. So let's try that again. 1 through 4. And create slides separated by verse. There we go. I don't know what happened there. Sometimes things are finicky, but they're finicky in every program. So I'm just going to quick delete, remove from library that other one. And here we go. So now we can show this up on the screen. And again, I'm just hitting it's Control on the Mac and it's Windows key on my PC keyboard, and you can see we have nice verses on here, and we can do them in whatever format we want. So all of your verses are listed with the title of each slide is the actual verse number when you create that. But one thing you can do is you can insert verse references and verse numbers. So if we would do verse numbers and verse reference, it would throw the reference to that verse at the end. So now we can save this again separated by verse, and we have this new one. We'll open that one up. And now you can see that we have verse 1, 2, 3, and 4, and at the end it says, that it's Genesis 1 through 4 NLT. So it does a great job of formatting all that stuff. Yet again, I can go in here, throw up a background, and we have all of our stuff going on, and we can do whatever we want with that. As well as, if you ever need to, you can, this is going to get tough. You can command click. Sorry, I'm using a PC keyboard on a Mac computer and everything is kind of weird. But you can use, I'm pretty sure it's command click on the command click and drag, and then you can set a background for any of these things. So that's Bible verses. Now let's head over to media. Well, the media tab is where you're going to do things like announcement loops, mini movies, and that sort of thing. So we're just going to click over to the media tab, and we're going to look through here, and we're going to find one. Okay, so here's a great example. We did a series called Back in the Black. It was on finances recently, and we used this video, The Joneses from Central Christian Church. Well, I had already created a bumper video that I'll show us here. So you can see this little bumper of these guitars jumping up, and there's background music in the whole 9 yards. Well, the interesting thing is I wanted to throw that at the beginning of that video, but I didn't want to have to edit their video. So what I did is made it so there was no transition time, and it went immediately from Back in the Black into that Joneses video. So as soon as that was done, I set the timer at -0, and it immediately at the end of the file faded nicely into that next video, and then at the end of that it faded out to our logo. So it automatically did that stuff for us so that we didn't have to mess around with trying to edit in our bumpers at the beginning and the end so that video seemed like it was a bit more a part of our series. Not that I was trying to take away anything from that. So that's one way to use that media. So now let's talk about how to do an announcement loop. That's a really basic thing that a lot of people need to do. They need to have 6 slides that just scroll endlessly at the beginning of their gathering. Now this is something that's really easy to do. Inside here you'll see that I have announcements and announcement loop, and these are 2 different things that we use every single week. And I don't do different ones, I do the exact same ones because announcements have no automatic transitions, they're just static slides. So if someone would go up on stage and talk about, our 12-hour scrapbooking fundraiser, they would see that would stay up there as long as they're talking about it. Same with if they would talk about our website, that kind of stuff. But the announcement loop file inside my little bin there in media is got automatic transitions to it, and the last slide is automatically transitioning to the first. So in here, you can see that we have it, and it automatically, you can see up here a 7 and a 5 and a 5 and a 5. So this one sits up there for 7 seconds because it's one of the most important announcements. So we sit that one up there a little longer than some of the other ones that are kind of catch-alls that are always going. So, and then at the last one here, you'll see a little loop to beginning. We're going to do clear all just so we can take a look here. So if we would want to set it to loop back to the beginning on the Fugo slide here, you can set in here, set next slide to loop to first slide, and that will set that slide to be the last one and to loop to the beginning. And we can set our go to next timer. And so if we want to set our go to next timer for Fugo to 7, we can just change it right there. You also can just select all of your slides by command clicking on them and then right clicking and setting our go to next timer, and we'll just set that to 7 and hit OK, and now all of our times have switched. So now we're good to go. So that's a really easy thing to do, and the reason that I leave that as its own element is I don't need to go back and use a certain announcement loop from a year ago. I just need to change that announcement loop each week. And so I always just have one element inside there for announcements. It's always named the same thing, and it's easy to go to and alter. Now, if you need to set a video or a image inside here, we're just going to click the new page button. We're going to right click and we're going to set a foreground video or image. Like I said, there's multiple layers. So we have background video and then we have foreground video and image. Now background videos by default don't have any audio attached to them. Foreground videos are where you want to run your mini movies and that sort of thing. So we're going to do set foreground video or image, and then we're going to just go find our images directory, and we'll just go grab like Seize the Summer. Choose that, and here we go, we have Seize the Summer. Now we just need to set our transition time, so we'll set our go to next timer for 7 seconds and hit OK, and now that has a transition time and will automatically be a part of that loop and automatically go to the next thing. And that's how you would set your movie as well. Now, if you're adding something to the library, well, how do you add more items to the library? I already have these items in there, but if I want to add something new, I'm just going to hit this little plus and movie icon down here, and then whatever media I go grab, it will add it into a new item, one item. So if you have 7 slides you want to be a loop of images from Africa when some missionary is talking about it, you can go in. We'll go to our images, we'll go to Bosnia team share. So we had our Bosnia team share a little bit, and here is 5 images from there. We're going to hit choose, and that's automatically going to throw that into a new item, and we'll scroll down here and find it's called it, whatever that first image was, we can just hit enter. We'll just hit enter and then backspace and name this Bosnia team share, and we'll just name that there, and now it's automatically added all of these into new slides. It's also, because of our preferences, made sure to keep the aspect ratio, the background aspect ratio, the same. So that's a really handy thing that it dumps it all into there. So if you wanted to do your announcement loop, you can just grab all 7 of those things. It'll pop it into one thing. One item in there. Now if you wanted to add in, let's say, a movie, we'll go to our Back in the Black, and we'll just grab this Back in the Black intro movie and hit choose. And it's automatically going to just throw that one item in there, and we can just click on that and it plays that video. So if you only need one video item in there, that's all you'll have. It might look a little funny to you because you're like, well, why isn't it bigger or whatever? It's always set up that these things can handle more than one item. So your videos can contain multiple videos. Your Bible verses can contain multiple Bible verses. So it's just a little bit different than what you would be used to in MediaShout, but after you get used to how this system is set up, it's a really great system. So that's some of the basic features. We've kind of finished that off and I'll talk about a couple real quick last features. We'll talk about our announcement on screen. So let's get up a background loop. Let's say we're singing Sing to the King. And all of a sudden, we got Sing to the King going on, and all of a sudden there's a baby crying, and we need baby 122 to get picked up. So we'll just hit show down here in our announcement area, and on the screen you'll see baby 122, come stop the crying. And that's an easy way to throw up a quick little piece of info, and that's on that fourth text layer, or that fourth layer. So we have, your live video, background video, foreground video or text, and then announcement/countdown. And that's why they're down here in their own separate area. So this announcement/countdown area, you can actually kind of think of these as all the different layers. So we have 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers, and then our live layer, which we'll talk about a little bit more later. So that's how you do announcements. And then countdown down here is really cool. Let's first hide that announcement. So we'll just click the show hide. And then down here we have our timer, and we can hit start. And this automatically puts a countdown timer up in the corner of the screen. Now you can see how it's really, really ugly. That's because we screwed around with the formatting and it looks really dumb. We're going to change that right now to white text. Oops. We're going to change that to white text. And we're going to change that font to something a little bit nicer. We'll change it to something really elegant because maybe for some reason it needed to be elegant. Well, the interesting thing about this countdown timer is it's very customizable. Instead of them just giving you the option of, well, you can throw a countdown on the screen, we'll let you make it whatever time you want. Well, that's cool, but they also said, hey, we'll let you add text before and after it. So this is the code that puts the timer on the screen. So after it, we can say, till service start. And we can take this and make this font a little bit smaller. We can do any text editing that we did in the other area. So we could take that, and maybe we want to make it red for some reason. And we'll hit start. And now if we go look full screen, we have 0. Let me pull off the text a second. Let's clear the text layer out. And let's clear the background layer out. So we have a minute until service start, and it automatically, and it's doing a little shifting, so maybe you want to put your text at the beginning instead of the end, but it's a really handy thing that you have countdowns that are built in. So last minute, you can say, hey, we need a countdown up there to help build some anticipation, but you didn't make it this week, and we don't have any built ones, and well, we wanted to run our announcement loop behind it, but we don't know how long it's going to last, and all of these millions of things that can come up. Well, now you can do that all live. So we're going to just format this again. I'm going to delete this text out of there. I'm going to change our timer's font back to something a little bit more normal. And we'll hit stop and close that out. And now we're going to go back up to our announcement loop. We're going to run our announcement loop, and then we're going to change our timer to 5 minutes. Now, one thing I've noticed is that if I click in there and hit start, sometimes it doesn't show it correctly, and sometimes the formatting gets a little wild. So you want to double check that your colors are all set right and that your time is all set right. So we'll just go in there, and now we'll hit start. And over on the side of the screen there, you'll see we have a 5-minute countdown that's going right now, and we could throw some text up there, and we got our announcement loop, and all is happy. So We've covered most of the basic features. Next week, we're going to cover some of the more advanced features as well as preferences. So make sure you tune in. If you have any questions about ProPresenter, make sure to email me. If I was a little unclear or you're like, well, how does that help me out at all? Please let me know. And next week, I also will be giving a little bit more of a review of how this is similar or not similar to MediaShout. So stay tuned for next week's episode. Well, this week's inspiration comes to you in form of, well, virtual reality, because we love virtual reality in here. So let me just grab this. If you take this piece of paper that says Hero on it, you can head over to, well, the website has changed, but it's by Paper Vision called Augmented Reality. And what it does is it actually, we'll play this video here a second. It actually takes your webcam and it is doing live tracking of this box via flash, and it is showing this 3D figure on your screen in a flash player. So what you're getting is, and you'll see the frame rate's pretty amazing, and you can turn him at any angle. I wish I could show you, but for some reason the Mac version, they just redid the website and the Mac version's not working very well. But it's really, really stinking cool. You just can't cross any of the boundaries here on the piece of paper, but with that piece of paper, as you can see in the video here, he's moving around this character and it looks like he's really on his desk, where in reality it's just your piece of paper moving around and they're actually mapping that onto your screen for you. So it's really, really cool. And the reason that this is inspiration is thinking outside the box. What can you do with technology that already exists that no one else is trying? And how could you use this? How could we map me onto this desk so it looks like I'm talking to you at your house? Or, well, let's put somebody cooler on there like Adam or something like that. Anyway, so if you guys head over to, it's Boofswana, BOFFSWANA.com/news, you'll see this post about Paper Vision Augmented Reality. So check the video out. It's really stinking cool. If you got a webcam, I would encourage you guys to print out the piece of paper and check it out. Me and Adam had a blast playing around with this the other day, so that's a little inspiration for you. Well, it's the most wonderful time of the year, so, well, we have another freebie for you. This week, yet again, we got another winter freebie for you, and as I look out the window, the city of Grand Haven has put out wonderful colored twinkle lights that most likely will end up as a freebie for you guys. If not, it'll be something else winter related, so make sure you guys check out the website and this free background loop that you guys can use in this winter season, and make sure you winterfy your gatherings and services via some free stuff from CMD, and also don't forget about the free stuff from Worship House Media. So check the background out and download it today. Well, we wanted to say thank you to our sponsor, CollideMagazine.com, where media and the church converge. You can head over and find out a bunch of articles and blog entries that coincide with their magazine. And if you go to Collide and click on subscribe, you'll be brought to their subscribe page, and you can sign up for a free trial issue of their latest issue, Pixelated Preaching. And it's got the holiday the new media holiday guide and a whole lot more, as well as you can check out the Collide show. They've gotten 3 episodes, and they got an edition with the visual worshiper and talking with Cameron Ware about his large architectural projection that he does, as well as their upfront section, and it's some good times with Scott and Daniel. So make sure to check out Collide Magazine and sign up for that free trial issue. It doesn't hurt to try out a free trial issue. So, and also we want to say thank you to our sponsor of DansInkandToner.com. Now, DansInkandToner.com is ink and toner and a whole lot more. And if you head over and click on wholesale, you'll find out all about the wholesale program. And if you sign up with the promo code of CMD.tv, you'll get a 3-month risk-free trial. Now, I've been talking a lot about Dan's Ink and Toner because, well, it's a great thing, even though it might not seem, well, it's not videos for the church. It's not, exactly super media-centric, but it will save you guys a lot of money so that you can spend more on other things that you really want to spend money on. So why pay double at places like maybe big box stores like Staples and other places like that, when you can go to Dan's Ink and Toner and save about half of what you're spending currently. As well as Dan has hooked up with biggestbook.com, and you can get office supplies, and you can actually sign up and get your entire printer from him, and he'll send you ink as soon as you need it. You don't even need to call him, and it's a great product. So check out danzinkandtoner.com and sign up for the wholesale program with the promo code of ChurchMediaDesign. So check out collidemagazine.com and danzinkandtoner.com. Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of ChurchMediaDesign.tv. As I said before, we're going to finish up our series on ProPresenter next week, and we're going to talk about some more of the advanced features as well as how it compares to MediaShout and some of the other programs, which I can't really tell you because I've never used them before. But I'll let you know how it compares to MediaShout. And also, we're going to give you some freebies and a whole lot more. So make sure you guys tune in next week, and make sure you guys are telling a friend. I know a lot of you guys are connected to other people who do similar things to you. So make sure you connect up with them and let them know about the show. We really want to spread the word so that we can help you guys create distraction-free worship environments, learn how to use the tools so that the tools don't get in the way. Because in the end, it's not about ProPresenter or After Effects or any of those things. It's about expanding God's kingdom. And we want to do that in ways that reach people where they're at. And so if that's through the internet, if that's through projection or print media or whatever it may be, we want to help you guys do that and help it be distraction free so that it really helps people connect in easily. So make sure you guys are telling others about the show. And also, if you guys want to stay connected to us, I want to encourage you guys to send us an email, brad@ChurchMediaDesign.tv, or hit me and Adam up on Twitter. It's CMD.tv or AdamCMD.tv on Twitter. As well as you guys can be looking for some new things coming in the future. And if you're on Twitter, you're going to hear about those things first. So if you haven't signed up for Twitter, try it out. Give it a try. Follow me up. Follow some other, famous people up, even though I'm not really famous at all. But follow up some other people that are famous, like, I don't know, Kevin Rose or something like that. Leo Laporte, okay? He's a good guy. So follow up some people like that. Give Twitter a try. And, for me and the three wise men and Jesus, we're saying, see you later. Do 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 do. Can you mix that right into the next part?
Yeah, totally. That's perfect.
Okay.
I don't know what just happened.
I'm so glad that we have this chat room that all three of us can type in together while we're live on the show. Somebody hasn't been a part of live production before. All of